Well, many blessings to you this morning. I hope that everyone is doing really well. And I was inspired to make a connection this morning. And as always, when I do that, I'm inspired most of the time to share oracle reading. And today I'm sitting with the Archangel Power Tarot cards. I love these cards. Um, they have such a beautiful, positive energy, and the messages are always, for the most part, very inspiring. I hope that you guys are doing really well. I woke up and have been attuned to the message of focus. How do we focus? How do we stay focused? And for most of us, we know that meditation is an amazing tool to get into that place of, quietness, of stillness, um, and that does help us to stay focused. But we can't always be in a place of meditation, in a state of meditation. And so a lot of times I get asked, uh, what do I do to stay focused amidst, your everyday activities at work? Um, how do we do that? And like everything else, it's really simple once we make connection with a tool. I'm a big advocate of tools, spiritual tools, um, to have those tools help us to stay in alignment, focused, or whatever it is that we're in need of connecting to. For me, it's really simple. Um, but of course, I've built these practices and tools over the years. Um, I keep a lot of live plants indoors, and one of my rituals is to water the plants. And as I do that, uh, I bring my focus to the fact that I am connected with the plant and that I'm nourishing it, I'm fueling it, I'm feeding it. Uh, not only with water, but as I nourish the plants, I'm nourishing myself. I'm keeping myself full, um, and providing energy for myself. And so, believe it or not, watering my plants is a very focused, simple, and yet powerful way to realign myself. Uh, Sometimes I wear bracelets, and if I feel like I'm going to have, a challenging day in the office or wherever, I will set my intention to that bracelet. And whenever I feel that I'm going to be that I'm being pulled or losing my equilibrium, I'll touch my bracelet. I'll bring my attention to the bracelet, and it will immediately remind me that I need to come back into alignment, to put a white tube of light around me, uh, to stay in my circle and energy field of light. Um, and it's really simple. Nobody has to know that that's what I'm doing as I'm playing with my bracelet. A lot of times I'll also do that with a pendant, and I do that a lot on the videos. If you look back, you'll see me playing, with a pendant that I'm wearing, and I'm just bringing myself back, staying focused. Even when we're having a conversation, sometimes we find ourselves being distracted by something or a thought or a person or a situation. And so these tools, these simple tools, can bring us right back into that state. We need to be mindful, of the things that take us out of focus, the things that don't seem so obvious, like the telephone, having conversations, being mindful of how much time you spend on the phone and with whom, what kind of energy is being exchanged, because although we should be of service and be there for others to support them, sometimes we overextend ourselves, and the phone is a great way to exchange energy, but it's also a great way for you to uh, give give too much energy, and and it could be depleting. So be mindful of your conversations on the phone and with whom, in particular, you're having that exchange with. And of course, watching television programs that are, not feeding your spirit, uplifting you, the news, the newspapers, we may feel that we need to stay informed, but just take a step back and observe how you feel when you watch the news, or when you read the newspapers and you hear of all this violence, and political, you know, rhetoric that's going on. It starts to heighten you, or it may start to make you feel like you need to take a side or have an opinion. And the moment you reach into those places, we're creating separation and anxiety, And so, just very simple ways to bring yourself back into a place of balance, of equilibrium. And of course, one of my favorites is journal writing. We don't have to have, a journal with us all the time. We can have a little notebook, pocket notebook, and making that connection with our journal is a portal that literally realigns us into another state of beingness. Whenever you're in a public place and you feel that you're being distracted by an external situation or even an internal thought, pull out your journal, pull out a pocket notebook, and start, affirming, writing affirmations, setting intentions, or just writing about the experience and asking to be redirected and guided. Yes? And so I hope that those little tidbits are helpful, and that you find them useful in your endeavor to stay focused. I'm going to set my energy into, again, the Archangel Power Tarot deck. And I don't know how many cards I'm going to pull today. We'll see in a moment, right? Take a beautiful breath of inhale, beautiful exhale that will help us to release any blockages, any emotional blockages that may prevent us from receiving the messages that we need to hear today. And here we go. Archangel Raphael, a positive new emotional experience, fulfilling romantic relationships, deep and lasting spiritual insight. Archangel Raphael, of course, is the angel of healing, particularly of the heart, but overall healing. Healers have a very deep connection to Archangel Raphael. It's a great message, healing all wounds, or having a breakthrough in something that you've been working on emotionally, spiritually, to let go of. A congratulations from Archangel Raphael, that you reached that place, that state of release. Also about romance, it mentions romance, reconciliation, patching things up, or having a better understanding of what was taking place at a heart level. I feel Archangel Raphael just opening his arms and saying, I'm always here, I'm always available. Just make sure that you reach out. The archangels are available to us, but we need to petition them. We need to ask for their assistance. So a beautiful card, and as I'm looking at that card, I know I have to pull another one. And so the Five of Ariel, you need not go through your current challenges alone. Help is always nearby. Negative thoughts create self-fulfilling prophecies. Again, affirmation to the previous card. Ariel just reminding us to be mindful and to know that, for us to know that those thoughts that we engage in, sometimes we think that it's our own little secret, but nothing is ever a secret. A thought is a seed of vibration that goes out into the universe. And I always like to say the universe has two containers. Uh, it collects our positive intentions, thoughts, and emotions, and it also collects our negative ones, our low vibrational ones. And eventually, one of those containers is going to spill, which then creates a manifestation. So be mindful of your thoughts. You know, what I offered early on the video is, listen, we're going to have those thoughts. It's how long we stay there, how much of our attention we give there, and how quickly it takes us to refocus. And so practicing some of the suggestions that I made in the beginning of the video are very important to redirect us from those moments that we have when we do engage in those negative thoughts or fears, doubts that we all have. Yes? And one more. Never really know how many cards I'm going to pull. The 10 of Gabriel, the creative archangel, of course. Ask your angels for helpful people to lighten your load. Working too many hours, trying too hard to please others. You know, we always have legions of angels available to us, and it can become overwhelming at times when we feel that we're doing something by ourselves. And the great news about this card is that even if there's no one in our physical space to support us, again, we have legions of angels that are always available to help us. What we need to do is ask. And to the best of our ability to move away from that space of feeling alone, of feeling, you know, forsaken, because nobody does anything by themselves. Never. Be mindful of what you're, you know, exerting your energy with. We all have to work. We all have responsibilities. You know, we all have bills to pay, but making sure that you create a balance between responsibility, obligation, work, and creative connections. You know, the creativity, utilizing your creative spiritual energy to create, because when we do, it opens up a gateway for us to feel fulfilled, purposeful, and it opens the doors for our soul's calling. And so making sure that you're making time for both, you know, for the responsibilities. If your work is not your soul's calling, something that you really enjoy, making sure that you make the time for it. Yes? And you know, it's interesting, we have a variety of archangels that have stepped forward in this reading. Archangel Raphael, heart healing. Ariel, which is, you know, connecting the dots to communications, technology, you know, getting us connected to what's important. And Gabriel, the archangel of creativity. I love that when we have, you know, a variety of archangel energy in a reading. I hope that that spoke to you in some way today, and I hope that the messages about being focused also assisted you or assist you as you move along the day, the week. It's always a joy. Thank you so much for the comments to the other videos. I love to hear your feedback and to know that in some way the share has a home in some way for you. And of course, we're just a few days here in the tri-state area from the Autumn Holistic Expo. For you guys who are in the tri-state area and would like to join us, oh my goodness, it is going to be an amazing, amazing holistic expo. We have over 50 presenters on the floor. I'm so proud and honored to be the host of this amazing event, and if you happen to be available and in the tri-state area, make sure that you stop by at the Hilton Garden Inn here in Staten Island and join us for an amazing day. And if you're not, then we will be sending you beautiful vibrations as we create that amazing field. And of course, you could always find me on my website page, blancabaya.com, or at the Emerald Paradigm with my beautiful Loon, Innate. Um, and I love you guys. Thank you so much for staying connected. As always, I send you my love, my light, and my peace. I hope that you have an amazing day. Love you. Bye-bye.